All right, hi guys. This is video 2 in our review for the test series. So in the first video, I went over all of the 4 main tissue types and their structures and their functions. So for this video, I'll just be going over epithelial tissues a little bit more in depth. So first off, the epithelial tissues, they are fairly regular in their appearance, and because of that, they're given a little bit easier names. So you can kind of split them into 2 groups right off the bat. They're called simple or stratified, and the difference between them is simple is only 1 layer, and the stratified is more than 1 layer, so greater than 1 layer. So if you see either of these terms in the name of a tissue, that should be how you use what you use to identify it from a picture. So simple, single layer, stratified, more than 1 layer. Now this is not including the basement membrane. That's a part of every single epithelial tissue. So it's 1 layer of actual cells. And then the next way the epithelial tissues are classified is by their shape. So squamous cells, if you look at them kind of from a side view, they look squished and they're small. So think squamous, squashed, and that would help you. But if you look at them kind of from the top down, they might, look something like this. Cuboidal are going to be wider and they're going to be cube shaped. So from a side view, they're going to look like this. From the side view, they'll look like this. Draw it to look more cube-like here, kind of like that. And there's going to be a nucleus in the middle too. I forgot to draw my nucleus over here. That's what the big dot is in the middle. The nucleus will be kind of squished here. But then from a top-down view, the cuboidal is going to look pretty much like a square. Okay. And then the columnar from a side view is going to look like a column, so a long rectangle, and it'll have a nucleus somewhere in it, and cuboidal as well. I forgot that one. But then if you look at the 3D view, this one's going to look like a rectangular prism, kind of like this. And you'll have a nucleus in there somewhere. Okay, and then these layers can be recombined. The names can be recombined to describe several different shapes. So you can have simple squamous, you can have simple cuboidal, and you can have simple columnar, or you can have, let's switch to green, you can have stratified squamous, you can have stratified cuboidal, or you could have stratified columnar. So you have 6 different tissue types right there. So if you're looking at it, how many layers does it have, and then what shape does it have? That'll be the clue to you. Now, typically the stratified cuboidal and the columnar, they typically only have 2 layers, but stratified squamous is going to have many, and the stratified squamous is the one that makes up your skin and the lining of your cheeks, inside your mouth, your esophagus, and your stomach. There are a few others that kind of don't really fit this classification system. So that would be the pseudo-stratified, and then also the transitional. I'm going to put the transitional up here. So transitional is a stratified tissue type, but the transitional, so it will have multiple layers, but it's going to look a little bit different and weird. They won't be regular like all of them are squamous, but the difference is the transitional layers, they can stretch, they can move. So typically you see this in the urinary bladder, which is small until it gets full of urine, and then it stretches out, and so then the shape of the cells would look different depending on if the tissue were stretched or if it were relaxed. It stretches. But it is considered a stratified layer. The pseudo-stratified is actually a single layer, but pseudo means false. So it sort of looks like it is stratified, but it's not. It's actually a simple type of a simple. And the pseudo-stratified is going to look, so if this were a row, or a row of cells, it would look sort of like there's multiple layers of columnar, except they're not going to be regularly shaped. Yeah, it's kind of going to look more like a, a jack-o'-lantern or something in here. I'm not drawing it very well, but then where each of these would be a separate cell. So it's still just one layer all the way across. You don't have two stacked on one another, but it looks like it might be multiple layers because of that. I'm drawing in all the nuclei here. Okay. There are pictures that go with each, but those are in your book and the notes, and those do a much better job of going into the nitty-gritty of the different epithelial tissues, and also in the patient tissue identification with the biopsies assignment that we just did. You might want to look back over those. I'll post the answers on Monday so you can kind of see what it should be like if you want to use those to study. But yeah, that's the basics for epithelial tissue. You already know the function and the structure, so this is just naming, and then just be sure you can identify which picture they go with.